Hey there, guys. Welcome back. I wanted to talk a little bit about something. I was thinking this. I was thinking this earlier, and I thought, this would be a good topic for a video. Now, one thing, I know hockey players have these, and I think a lot of hockey fans have these superstitions. I know, like I said, some hockey players have superstitions. What was it? Patrick Waugh, who during the warm-ups when he'd skate around, he would always skip over the lines. He'd never skate directly over the lines. And everybody seems to have their own little superstitions. And I'm curious to hear your guys' thoughts on superstitions. Do you guys, as hockey fans, as fans of specific teams, do you guys have any superstitions over like one of mine, which is wearing a particular team on a game night? And it's particularly here in Minnesota. I don't know why, but any time that I have worn, and very rarely is there an exception to it, but almost every time that I have worn one of my Minnesota Wild jerseys on a night that they've played, they lose. I don't know why. It's weird. Or I've even had it happen where I'll wear my Wild jersey on a day that they don't play. I've also seemed to have that kind of effect too with other teams, where like if I throw on a jersey of a team and I go and I look and I'm like, oh crap, these guys are playing tonight. I go and I specifically look for the results of that particular game later on to see whether or not they win or lose. And I don't know why, but it seems like if I wear a particular jersey on a game night, not just my Minnesota Wild one, it could be if I'm wearing the Jets jersey on a day the Jets play, somehow or another they lose. I don't understand it. It's really weird, but I don't know. So I try to when it comes to wearing one of my jerseys here, or some of the ones that I have out there, I try to look. If I'm going to wear a particular team, okay, are they playing that night? If they're not playing that night, okay, I'll wear them. Because it literally seems like, I wear a particular team, not just Minnesota, but almost whatever team. It's like I curse them. It's literally like I'm bad luck or something. I don't understand it. I know it's not... I don't have those kind of powers to, put on a team's jersey. Like I've done it where I have worn the opponent's jersey against Minnesota. Cause I'm like, okay, if I wear a particular team and they lose all the time, okay, well, whatever team's playing Minnesota, I'll wear their jersey. Then that means Minnesota should win. Yeah, that doesn't seem to work sometimes either. Maybe that's only for Minnesota. I don't know. But it's kind of odd. It's really kind of an odd thing. And, that's just kind of one of the, that's like, one of my main superstitions that I have. That, I try not to wear a particular team on a game night. Because if I do, that particular team is going to lose. Especially, if it's a playoff series. If the Wild are in the playoffs, I do everything in my power not to wear my Wild jerseys. I don't know what it is, but almost I would say, out of every 10 times that I would wear a particular team on a game night, I'd say at least 8 out of those 10 times, that team that I'm wearing on that particular game night, they lose. Couldn't tell you why. No clue why. And it's like, is it me? I mean, do I give off bad jujus to these teams? I mean, is it really me that has that kind of power? I don't think so. It's just, it's weird. It's one of those weird things. And I don't know. I'm wearing this Jets jersey. Now, of course, the Jets, they didn't play tonight. And this gorgeous jersey, this, of course, is my Heritage Classic one. They came back and brought this back for a third, which I'm glad that they did. But on a game night, like if the Winnipeg Jets are playing, I'm just picking Winnipeg as an example because I'm wearing them right now and they're not playing tonight. But if the Jets are playing a game, whether it's home, road, whatever, if they're playing that night and I'm wearing a Jets jersey, I look. I go back and I check the scores to see, okay, did they lose? No, there are times that, I don't have that effect and I can wear a particular team and they win. That's cool. But I would say probably at least 8 out of 10 times, if I'm wearing a particular team on a night that they play, they lose. Especially the Minnesota Wild. They could be on an incredible hot streak. They could go and they could rally off, let's just say they go on like a 10-game win streak. They look, and they're blowing out opponents every flipping night. Coming into that, looking for 11 straight. If I wear their jersey on that game night, that 10-game win streak, bye. I don't get it. I don't know why. It's just, I don't know if that's the hockey gods that are just like, no, you cannot have nice things. The Minnesota Wild, if you wear their particular jersey, you can't have nice things. I mean, if the Minnesota Wild ever went on a run to the Stanley Cup final, you will not see me, unless it's an off game, unless it's an off day, that's when I'll wear them. I wouldn't wear them on a game night. If they were to make a run through the playoffs all the way to the finals, which, God, we can only hope for, here in Minnesota, for some sports team to actually, give us fans here a little bit of hope, because, our sports franchises are just, they're just awful. Minnesota is the complete opposite of Boston, where Boston, for the longest time, they were winning NBA championships, winning World Series, winning Stanley Cups, winning the NBA. I think I said that already. They were winning championships in the NBA, the NHL, the NFL, and Major League Baseball. They were winning championships in all 4 major sports, all within the span of a couple of years. Minnesota? Yeah, completely the opposite. They couldn't win. I mean, you could put Austin Matthews and Sidney Crosby on the Minnesota Wild, and somehow they'll lose. It's just that's the Minnesota sports curse, I think. But and I don't know if it's just if it's just I mean like for football, I have tried wearing my Minnesota Viking jerseys on a game day that the Vikings are playing. What happens when I do that? They lose. So, I mean, it's not just hockey. It's not just hockey. It's not just the NHL that I seem to have that effect. So, on a particular game day, I will not, especially if the Wild are playing, I will not wear them. I try to look and see a lot of times who's playing on what particular day. Because if I'm looking at who's playing on a particular day, if it's a game that I really care about, I'm not going to wear one of those teams. I will find a team that is not playing and wear that jersey on that particular day. It's just that's just kind of that's that superstitious thing that I have. I don't know. I can't think I'm the only one. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. If you get, do you guys have any specific superstitions? Do you guys wear your particular team on a game day? And if you do, how often do they win? I'd love to know. I really would. And I'd love to know if there are other superstitious people out there like me who just cannot wear their particular team on a game night because they're like, we don't want to curse them. I'd love to know if any of you guys out there in the vastness of the internet, if you guys have similar superstitions, and what other kind of sports superstitions do you guys have? Do you guys is there any like specific sports thing that you either do or don't do during a particular game that your team is playing or a particular day that your team is playing? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on that, because I think it's kind of interesting. And some people very, very easily could see that as weird, odd, that you don't wear your team on a day they play. And I'm like, nope, because they lose. And then people are like, okay, well, don't wear them then. So, but I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and to see if any of you guys have a similar type of superstition. And if you do, what kind of superstition is it? I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on that. But yeah, I think that will do it for here. It's just I thought this was kind of an interesting little topic to talk about. Different sports superstitions, different team superstitions. What kind of superstitions do you guys have? Especially, will you wear your team's jersey on a game day? And if you do, what happens? Do they win? Do they lose? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on that. So on that, I would like to thank you guys for being here. If you're new, you're just cruising on through, you come across my channel. If you watch some of the videos, if you like them, hit the like button. If you really like them, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe, follow, whatever term you want to use. I would gladly appreciate it. I would appreciate it more than any. I'm still knocking on the door of 300, getting closer. But yeah, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts on that, on, different superstitions that you guys have. Are you guys superstitious? Do you guys have similar superstitions as I do? Let me know. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts. And again, if you're just cruising on through and you happen to come across this video, hit like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. I'd be very happy to have you be a part of the channel. And crazy superstitions, let's hear them. I'll see you guys again real soon.